I've discussed this matter with the gentleman, the sponsor, and I appreciate his work on the bill. He's worked on it for years. We worked on it together at one point in time. And although money is not the most important thing, it is not. I do take it as part of what I'm responsible for is to make sure we look at the money and taxpayers' money and make sure it's well spent. People in support of the bill, people against this particular bill, do take accounting of the costs. Although there's intent in the bill to let this program pay for itself by letting CHFS ramp up the program and for it to create, oversee, administer, enforce compliance, and then enforcement through law enforcement or those type police measures, there are no fees that are set in this bill. CHFS is intended to create fees, regulatory. Hopefully, those fees at some point in time will equal whatever the administrative cost is of going through all those functions of creating through enforcement. But as we sit here today and as I have spoken with the sponsor about the bill, of course, there is no fiscal note for us to look at. Number two, there's really no projection that we can use to know what the cost is because part of this bill with this delayed implementation is seeing how CHFS works out the regulatory regime. I simply want to point out to the body that there are policy matters, and one particular small, but still a policy matter is how we spend taxpayer money, and understand that it is quite likely that the fees that will be generated up front and even after a few years and maybe even after this program is mature, if this bill passes, may be insufficient or will be insufficient to actually administer the entire program. So understand that you may be passing a bill with the policy motive that you have. It's not just letting someone do something. It's not just giving them the freedom to choose. It's not just allowing. The Commonwealth will be putting its stamp of approval on the program, and the taxpayers of Kentucky, every one of them, will be paying for it at least in part. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.